Well, hello and welcome. Thanks for being here, sharing your Saturday morning or afternoon with us. I want to jump right in and get started. And I just want to share a number that you've probably seen in the headlines a lot. It's all over LinkedIn, it's all over the legal industry and financial industry. And it's making a lot of estate planners or professionals and financial advisors pretty excited and very busy. And that number's $84 trillion dollars. Now, that is trillion with a T. I guess it would help if I shared my screen here with you too, right? And I've even heard numbers as high as 125 trillion on this. And that's the amount of wealth that's expected to change hands in the next decade. And they're calling this the Great Wealth Transfer. And it does sound pretty exciting. But here's kind of the snag or the catch 22 in this. While 82% of Americans say estate planning is important, only 31% of them have a will or a last will and testament in place. And only 11% have a trust in place. And the reality is, some of these plans, if they have them at all, are just scribbled notes that they have shoved in the back of a drawer or in a shoebox. Or we've heard those stories of wills being found in seat cushions on their couch. So it's not exactly airtight. And what this does is this lack of preparation leads to court delays, family disputes, massive legal costs. And it's all while these grieving families are just trying to move forward without someone they loved. And that's exactly why what we're talking about today is so important. This tool, this service that we're exploring today called the Legacy Vault by My Life and Wishes helps make sure that families are protected, they're organized, and supported during one of the most vulnerable times of their life. Now, I know we have a relatively small crowd today on a Saturday, but I have a quick question for you. If you're able to play with me in the chat, how many of you know exactly where your own family's most important documents are right now? Type a yes if you do. Type a no if you don't. Ooh, look at those three yeses right away. Got us a prepared group today. All right, ask it this way. Would your kids know where your stuff is? Like, would they know how to take down your digital identities like Facebook, LinkedIn? Do they know if you have a will or trust? Do they know what your final wishes are?
Exactly. And hey, Bill, look at it this way too. If you have elderly parents, do you know where their important stuff is?
Good question. I know I don't know where my mom's stuff is.
So many of us don't know where our parents' stuff is because some of our parents are from that generation where they just don't like to talk about these things. But
Yeah,
the reality is they need to because we're going to be the ones trying to track those things down.
exactly. So before we even go any further, I almost forgot, John. I want to give you guys, just for showing up today, something special and sharing your Saturday with us. Because one of the biggest challenges with estate planning is just simply getting the conversation started. And most people know they should do it. They should be taking care of this, getting their affairs in order, but they avoid it and they put it off and they just don't know where to begin. So that's where you, as notaries, have a really unique advantage. And that's because you're already one of the most trusted professionals in people's lives. You're invited into homes and offices at some of the most important moments, and people tend to open up for you. So I've got a free gift. It's called our Sparking Conversations about Estate Planning. I'm going to post this right now into the chat. So this is only for those who are live on today's chat. And it is right here somewhere. There it is. And I'll post that in the chat for you. And you can download that directly to your computer. So thank you again for sharing your time with us. So this is a free resource you can use right away. You can share it with your friends, clients, family, whatever is important to you. It's designed to help people take that first step to avoid this chaos that we sometimes experience and the heartache that comes from putting it off too long. And remember, this isn't about giving legal advice. It's just about opening the door, creating impact, and helping families protect their legacy. And you get that guide right there in the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up in there. Take it, make it your own, tweak it however you want to do. Because when you do, you step out of just not stamping documents, you end up changing people's lives, especially when you blend in the topic of today's information session. And that's why so many estate planning attorneys and financial advisors actually use this legacy vault, this very legacy vault, to help their clients. And now notaries get access to the exclusive tool in this service as well. So whether you're a notary who is looking to elevate your value, make some serious income, or maybe you're just someone who really wants to make a difference in the world, this conversation that we're having today could change your life and the lives of your customers. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Bill Soroka. I'm the founder of NotaryCoach.com. I'm the author of 7 best-selling books that are helping me on my mission to help notaries serve more customers, make more money, cultivate more joy, and build a business that thrives no matter what. And you guys have a huge advantage to this because a notary public holds one of the most trusted offices in the country. Think about that for a second. There's a lot of other professional service providers that have a really hard time of getting their foot in the door and having conversations. But with us, most of our customers actually call us and they invite us into their homes to provide this essential service. Sometimes, if we're lucky, they even make us cookies. And the seal of the notary public is often the last and final step of some of the most important life moments that a person's going to go through. And that's what makes this role that we play and these responsibilities that we bear so important. CPAs and attorneys, they don't get cookies, but notaries get cookies. They get hugs. Sometimes they get tears. You are already trusted in ways that most other professionals are dreaming of being appreciated. We're the last line of defense against fraud and identity theft. We get to bring compassion, empathy, fun, professionalism, of course, into these transactions, and we lay the foundation for a relationship that can truly last long beyond simply signing and dating and stamping a piece of paper. If this is something you too are passionate about, type the letter D for defense in the chat if you just love what you do as a notary. There we go. Berlinda, Sylvia, thank you. Patty, here we go, SOS. This is why adding the legacy vault that we're talking about today, it's not about selling. You're already in a role of trust, and sharing the vault is just an extension of the care you already give because we get to help people on their best days, like when they're buying a house, and of course, on their worst days, when they're navigating the loss of a loved one. Some of the most moving moments of my career have been working with deathbed notarizations. Have you ever done that? Have you ever been facilitated a deathbed notarization? Tell us in the chat if you have. Sylvia hasn't yet. You probably will. When you do that, that's when you know in your heart that this work matters and that these bonds that we form creates trust. And that makes our network, these people that we take care of, these people that we love, our database of clients, colleagues, friends, family, That database is your most valuable asset because people trust you already. And when you expand these trusted services, people listen to you. You've seen this already in action in this industry. I'm going to rattle off some of the other specialties and lines of services that we often see in the notary community. If you hear one that you offer, type that number in the chat. If you have more than one, you're not alone. Type them in there. So let's look at it. Apostilles. Type a one in the chat if you offer apostilles. There we go. How about fingerprinting? Type a two for fingerprinting. Or wedding officiants. Type a three. There we go, John. And the big one right now, trust delivery. If you're offering services with estate planning documents, type a four. And a little adjacent here, how about if you're a licensed insurance agent of any kind? Type a five. Do we have any insurance agents today? Usually we get a few in there. All right, how about six if you're a real estate agent, licensed real estate agent? All right, mostly notaries today and wedding officiants and trust delivery agents and apostille agents. That's one of the blessings I love most about this business, right? And today we're going to share with you really what is just another extension of your professional services. And if you offer any of those things I just mentioned, you are in perfectly prime position to leverage this program and to really stand out in a sea of sameness. We call it the Notary-Partner program. And this is really an elevated opportunity, usually reserved only for attorneys, financial advisors, and tax advisors, what's often called the triangle of trust. But now notaries get a seat at the table too. You get access to this opportunity with incredible earning potential, one with absolutely no geographical boundaries. You can use this globally. And that can be such a relief for us who are usually bound to the state we're commissioned in to do any kind of revenue producing activities, right? This partner program can be utilized anywhere and everywhere. And that's the new Notary Partner program with My Life and Wishes. So here's what you can expect today. I'm going to introduce you to John Braddock. Now, he's the CEO of My Life and Wishes, and he's going to answer three questions for me to you in about probably 10 to 15 minutes. And that is, what is the My Life and Wishes Legacy Vault? Like, what exactly are we talking about here? Then who uses it and why they use it and how they use it. And once we get you up to speed on exactly what we're talking about here, John and I are going to reveal the details of the partner program. And for those visionary notaries who get it and you want to be a part of this and you want to help John on his mission to protect 1 million families in America, we're going to make you an offer at the very end that makes it just super easy to become a Legacy Vault partner if that's what you want to do. And then we'll open it up to Q&A and we'll hang out for as long as you'd like to answer any questions you might have. And as a special bonus, because I know it's a weekend, if you stay to the very end, I'm going to give you a free PDF copy of John's best-selling book called Click Here When I Die. So I want to bring up John next. Show me in the chat if you're still available to play with me, that you're ready to build more wealth, revenue, and security. Thank you, Brenda. Type ready in the chat. There's Cheryl. All right, awesome. All right, John, I think they are ready for you. Come on up.
Thank you, Bill. Welcome, everyone. I truly appreciate you taking some time on Saturday morning or afternoon, depending on where you are in this great country. So thank you. For those who don't know me yet, I'm John Braddock. I'm the CEO and founder of the Legacy Vault by My Life and Wishes. As Bill mentioned, I'm the author of Click Here When I Die. Yes, it's the actual title. I'm also the host of a podcast called Estate Planning Nightmares and How to Avoid Them. This is where we talk about real life stories of what not to do when it comes to planning. And then some of you may also recognize me as the curator and moderator of the twice a month momentum calls. I've spent the last 10 plus years helping families and professionals prepare for life's moments before they become full blown disasters. That mission started after my wife and I were personally thrown into chaos of trying to track down everything that we needed to find when a loved one passed away with absolutely zero directions. I'm talking about things like the will and trust, life insurance policies, location of bank accounts, retirement accounts, other assets, who's the attorney, who's the accountant, who's the financial advisor. Not to mention, of course, all the digital identities, login credentials, and passwords. Trust me, it was like trying to solve a mystery blindfolded with one hand tied behind my back. So we built the Legacy Vault by My Life and Wishes, a simple, secure way to organize everything that your loved ones will need to know. Things like, where are the important documents? Where are the insurance policies, investments, bank accounts? And speaking of insurance, did you know that there's been over a billion, with a B, $1 billion in unclaimed life insurance in the United States? $1 billion worth. And that's simply because beneficiaries didn't know that mom or dad or whomever the deceased is had a life insurance policy. The Legacy Vault solves that problem. And then we also include a place to list all those trusted advisors and so much more, all in one place. It's peace of mind in a digital box. And today, we'll show you how the Legacy Vault by My Life and Wishes as a business helps notaries just like you to serve your clients in a deeper way, to stand out from the crowd, or as Bill says, stand out in that sea of sameness. Create an extra income stream, and all while helping people avoid some of the estate planning nightmares that I hear about every week on my podcast. So, a quick question. You guys have been great in the chat. And so I want to ask, has anyone on our call here today ever experienced the loss of a loved one or a close family member where you were responsible for cleaning things up, settling affairs, sifting through drawers and boxes with really no idea where to begin? Yes, several times. I'm sorry to hear that. We've all been through it. And for those of you who've been through this, it was like a scavenger hunt on steroids. Am I right? I call it the morbid scavenger hunt. Some families call it digging through dead dad's drawers. Yeah, imagine if that was actually a reality show, except it's our own kids starring in it. Not fair. It's a nightmare for them, which is frustrating. It's confusing. It's time consuming. It's expensive. Again, not fair to them, especially during a time of grief and sadness, which of course would have been completely avoidable if only I had taken the time to make things easier for them for when that time came. Okay, so on to 3 questions Bill asked me to address. What is the Legacy Vault? The Legacy Vault is actually the missing piece in an estate planning process. Everyone talks about wills and trusts, but what families actually experience is the morbid scavenger hunt because they're still left scrambling to find those documents, find those passwords, find the instructions, such as, do they want to be buried or cremated? Because as my good friend Nick said to me, he said, John, I wished I had known mom wanted to be cremated before I buried her. And he didn't find that out until months later when he was cleaning out his mom's house. The Vault ends all that. It's a secure, cloud-based platform where families store life's most important details, their documents, their wishes, their accounts, and instructions, all organized and instantly accessible when needed. So instead of confusion, they get clarity. Instead of stress, they get peace of mind. That's what the Legacy Vault really is. Peace of mind in a digital box. We like to say, imagine if your loved one could simply click one button and know exactly what to do, where things are, and how to carry out all of your wishes. That's what the Legacy Vault makes possible. It's a modern solution to an age old problem where too many families have been left scrambling, grieving, and confused at the worst possible time in their life. So the vault brings them peace of mind, organization, and clarity. Now, Bill's second question: who uses the Legacy Vault? Well, we serve a wide range of people, but there's three core groups that tend to use the vault. Um, First is the individual end user. But we serve two major groups. First is professionals, estate planning attorneys, financial advisors, insurance producers, CPAs, and of course, notaries, who all want to elevate their value. They use the vault as a differentiator, a reason that clients stay loyal and become referral magnets. And then the families themselves, of course, the parents, the caregivers, military families, business owners, retirees. Anyone who's ever thought, if something happened to me, would my family know what to do? That's who uses it. In fact, all of our partners became Vault users themselves because they didn't want to leave their own loved ones with this kind of a mess. And so the final question is the how and the why people use it. Let's start with the why and we'll come back to the how. The why: people use the Legacy Vault because they love their families and they want to leave a legacy and not a burden. They know life is unpredictable. They want to make sure their wishes are clearly stated, that their documents are well organized, and that their family doesn't have to search, stress, or argue when something happens. How do they use it? The Vault is incredibly easy to use. It's a secure, cloud-based, and it's accessible anytime from anywhere. And when we started to build the Legacy Vault back in 2015, the first directive I had for our development team was, you need to make this so intuitive that my 80-year-old mother can do it. And that's what we did. So people can upload their documents. They can store their account information, write out their final instructions, leave video messages for loved ones, which is my personal favorite feature. Even assign a trusted contact, that person who can access their Legacy Vault when the time comes. We've made it simple, straightforward, and secure so anyone can get their plan in place, even if they're not tech savvy. Professional notaries use the Legacy Vault to offer it to clients as a value added service, generate recurring income or one time sales, help clients go beyond the notarial act and truly prepare for life's what ifs, generate more referrals, and further differentiate themselves from the others. And here's the truth: every estate plan will eventually be tested. The only question is, when that day comes, will the plan be found? Will it be understood? And will it be followed? The Legacy Vault makes sure that that answer is always a yes. It's a win for your clients. It's a win for your business. Bill, did I hit the three questions?
I would say you absolutely nailed it as usual, John. Thank you very much for the explanation and the summary of the value of what we're talking about here with the Legacy Vault. This is value to the public, it's value to the estate planning professionals, and now it's valuable to you, our community of notary entrepreneurs. And we already have over 100 notary partners that have already onboarded this since we started the program just about a year and a half ago. I think we're working on now, right, John? So let me tell you a
Correct.
little bit more about what this would look like to be a notary partner or to get how to get started. First, you have to become a professional partner. All you have to do is join the program. You get to choose between a monthly subscription or an annual subscription, which we'll go over here in just a moment. And then John Braddock himself, the CEO, has agreed that he will be the one to onboard you and show you the ins and outs of how the program works, how to access all of the amazing resources that they have for you. And he'll do that via Zoom at a convenient time for you. You'll have that partner portal where you can access training materials, customized marketing materials to your brand. They've already created all this, they make it so easy. And then you get to share this new legacy vault with anyone and everyone you know. And we make that as easy as possible for you to do. Now, here's really kind of the best part of the whole thing, if you ask me, because I like exclusivity, something you can't get anywhere else. So, as a notary partner with My Life and Wishes, you have exclusive ability to sell the lifetime access package to the Legacy Vault. That's something that even the company, My Life and Wishes, does not sell. So nobody else in the world can get it unless it's purchased through you as a partner. And I'm going to let John walk you through exactly what this pricing looks like for you.
So, as Bill mentioned, right now on our website, My Life and Wishes website, we don't sell a lifetime package to the consumer. Consumers have a choice of either monthly or annually, which they'll pay. But only you, our notary partners, are the only people that can sell the lifetime access package. And you'll see in a moment why that can be so valuable to you. So check this out. The suggested retail price of the lifetime access for a legacy vault is $495, a one-time payment. And many of our partners sell it exactly for that. But some of them prefer to discount it. So discounts for, say, veterans, law enforcement, seniors, first responders, even members of their church. We don't have any rules about that. The only rule we have is that if you're advertising on your website, the lifetime subscription option indicates $495. And that's simply because we don't want the internet to compete with each other. And then you can discount it or offer coupon codes for anyone you wish. This is what we call total pricing freedom.
And this is where it gets even better. So no matter what you decide to sell the Legacy Vault for, whether it is the full $495 or you discount it to $295, you keep 100% of that revenue. So I just want to say that again, just to make sure you heard that. You get to keep 100% of the revenue that you generate as a Legacy Vault partner. This is not any kind of commission split. This is not an affiliate program. It's not any kind of revenue sharing program of any kind. So all you have to do is pay your subscription fee, and then you enjoy total pricing freedom, unlimited sales. You can sell as many of these as you want at any price you want, and you keep 100% of that revenue. So imagine that you made your first sale, $495 sale tomorrow. You sign up today. You're like, I know exactly who needs this. Send them a text and they sign up. Could you use an extra $500 this weekend? If so, type in the chat, share with us. What would you do with your first $500 sale? And that goes straight into your account. You don't have to wait for us to pay you. It's in your account. Save it, Dean says. Invest it. Yeah, there you go, Sylvia. This is a huge opportunity, guys. And you can offer, right, John? The Legacy Vault can go to pretty much anyone.
Absolutely. As I would like to say, you can sell it to anyone you want. Well, anyone that has a pulse, that is. But this is where things get really exciting. There are millions of households in the United States that need this product, the Legacy Vault. And I'm on a mission to protect 1 million families. And I can't do it alone. So who can you offer it to? Your friends, family, clients, past clients, your church or civic groups that you're a member of, your networking partners, and frankly, even your colleagues in the notary community. Anyone and everyone is a prospect for the Legacy Vault. But don't worry, we have your back the whole way, and we provide everything you need to help spread the word about the Legacy Vault. And I call it a business in a box. Here's how simple it is. Let's say you just finish an appointment and you say, oh, by the way, I also provide families with a tool that makes sure everything we just signed is actually found when it matters. Would you like to see that? That's it. That's the whole pitch. One of our partners down in Florida, Carol Ringwald, she says, the Legacy Vault practically sells itself. All I have to do is talk about it, and people want it.
Mm.
And one of our newest partners, Lisa Savoya, became a Legacy Vault partner in early September. She didn't even have her website built yet, but she sold 2 Legacy Vaults the week after her onboarding on the same day. In fact, she sent me a text message. She was so excited, which is great because I encourage my partners to always, send me an email or send me a text message when you sell something, because it's exciting for me to see you guys succeed. And you can do this too. You don't have to be a tech expert. You don't need to be a salesperson. You just need to care about families. And then the vault sells itself when you share it.
Yeah, sorry, I was responding to a message there in the chat. Sorry about that.
No
So,
worries.
guys, the super cool thing is the team at My Life in Wishes makes this super easy, and they've created customizable marketing and promotional materials for you to use, both to promote the Legacy Vault to prospects and customers, and to actually add further value to your current Vault customers. So, what you can count on is email sales scripts, letters, instructions on how to use it, how to upload, what it all means. Very clear and easy to use. And checklists. They're big on checklists. They got a checklist for everything. And if you're like me, you appreciate that. And they even have promotional videos that you have permission to use. You don't have to go out and create your own marketing videos and stuff. They've got it for you. You can just add it to your website, add it to your Google business profile, your LinkedIn profile, whatever you want to use for that. Plus, we just created this fast start kit that will help you get clear on exactly who you already know in your network that could benefit from the Legacy Vault. And we'll give you text message script, email scripts that you can use to help get your first 3 to 5 sales right away, just like Lisa, just like some of the other partners that we get. Like Carol
Yeah,
said,
exactly.
you just got to talk about it and people want it.
Exactly. People have either been through this experience themselves or know someone who has. And when they know there's a solution to it and you're the one that can deliver that solution, they're in.
Yeah.
And when you become a notary partner with us, you're not just thrown to the wolves and forgotten about. This is a very hands-on process, especially when you get started. So as Bill mentioned, I will personally onboard you with a conveniently scheduled time via Zoom, taking the time to train you all along the way, answer any questions that you have. Plus, we have full email support where you can reach out with any questions anytime. Also, all of my Legacy Vault partners have my cell number. I make myself available because I am here to help you succeed. And it's not just about me. Your fellow notary partners are visionary entrepreneurs that love sharing ideas. In fact, we've got a couple of them on this call today.
Yeah, already.
And there's 2 main ways we do that. First, we meet 2 times a month via Zoom. We call it our Partner Power Hour. I don't think there's one that's ended shorter than an hour and a half ever, just because the ideas are great, because our partners are sharing their lessons, their perspectives, and the ideas in the exchange on how to succeed and scale as you go. Second, we have a private partners only Facebook group where we further collaborate and provide support. And I'm very serious when I tell you that we're in this with you as your success partner.
Yeah, it's very clear how much the team at My Life in Wishes participates with that. So here's what you get. When you sign up to become a Legacy Vault partner, as John called it, the business in the box, first you get to sell the lifetime access to the Legacy Vault that can't be purchased anywhere else. It has to be purchased through a partner. Second, you get onboarded by John himself, and you're given access to the training and support channels. Then third, you get the marketing materials, and they are custom tailored to your brand name. And that's going to make offering the Legacy Vault to your network super easy and smooth. So you don't have to recreate all this stuff. If your mind's going a million miles a minute about all the marketing materials and the brochures and the flyers that you're going to have to create, don't worry. They got you. My Life and Wishes has created it already. And of course, you can sell as many of these as you want. There's no limit. They call this unlimited deployment. You can deploy, give away, sell as many of these as you want. If you want to give this away to your family for Christmas, you can do that. You don't have to ask anybody permission. You can give them away. You can sell them. You can do anything you want with like your vaults. And fifth, you can sell them for any price that you want. And of course, you can keep 100% of that revenue. Sixth, you have access to the community of notary partners. And as John said, it's highly engaged and they actually share information and ideas. And he has the twice monthly notary partner calls that are extraordinary as well. And now um, we're super excited about the new subscription model that we just rolled out. It's very popular right now. This makes it more accessible than ever. We just rolled this out. It's going to be $299 per month. Or if you like to save on monthly subscriptions, you can purchase the annual subscription and save 2 months, making it $2,990 for the entire year. Now, all we ask for is that 1 year commitment. And John,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I stepped into your zone there for a second.
No, no, you're fine. I was going to say maybe we can post a link into the chat
Yeah,
where
happy to
people
do
can
that.
see that. But seriously, guys, this is something that we've never done before, and we've been listening to the notary community over the last year and a half, and we know that now having a monthly subscription option has been one of the most requested features, and so we finally decided to do that. I think first part of September was the first time. And everything that Bill and I have gone over today is now available for $299 a month. Of course, if a person wishes to save $600, they can subscribe annually. For the monthly, we do ask for a 1 year commitment because we invest very heavily on the front end, which actually will bring us to all the amazing bonuses that we have. Now, I want to point out that the bonuses we're going to go through are available for a limited time. These, and Bill's going to go over these with you. These are for those of you who are ready to roll. So these bonuses that we'll now discuss will be available to anyone that joins us between now and Monday night, which will be the 17th. So a couple of days at midnight Pacific time. So let's check this out. I'll hit a couple of these and then throw it over to Bill.
Okay, great.
The first bonus we're including is an automatic upgrade to our custom white labeled branded portal, which we normally charge a one-time setup fee of $1,500. So we're totally waiving that for you. It's all included. That means you get everything we're talking about today, plus the custom portal with your brand, your colors, your logo. And that means every time a client logs into the Legacy Vault, guess which name they're seeing? Yours. Talk about staying top of mind. And don't worry, I'm going to have a brief demo of exactly what one of those looks like for you here in just a few minutes.
And then you also, and this is super valuable too, you get the Lifeline support calls with John directly. So imagine that you come across a prospect or somebody that you think would be a good fit for this, or some unique opportunity at your civic group, your networking group, or your church, and you really need some brainstorming on how to present this or what kind of offer you should make. You can literally schedule a call with the CEO of the company and he'll walk you through it, bounce some ideas off you, help you craft the message and the offer so you hit this with success. That's how
Um,
committed he is on his mission of protecting 1 million households and making sure that every single Legacy Vault partner is a success at this.
oh, absolutely. And as I say, all my partners have my cell number. They can reach out, send me a text, say, "Hey, do you have 10 minutes to discuss?" In fact, this past week, I did a short Zoom with two of the partners. One of whom I think might be on our call today, who she's preparing for a presentation, and we discussed how in her presentation how to integrate the Legacy Vault into that, and hopefully that'll be a rousing success for her. But then check this out: our Fast Start bonus number three is what we call our legacy bag, and here's what you get. You're going to get our exclusively branded My Life and Wishes carry-all bag. Plus, I am going to include 5 copies of my book, Click Here When I Die. A lot of our partners like to give those out to clients when they purchase a Legacy Vault. A couple of our mini notebooks, and also two of our end of life planning organizers for those prospects that just absolutely want to do things the manual way, at least at first. And Bill, you've got a very special bonus, I believe.
Yeah, that brings us right up to number four there. And we just added this too. So we're now including the VIP membership level in my school community. It's called High Performance Notary. And this is where we focus on goals, kind of the old school fundamentals, daily productivity habits, and accountability. But again, this is only included if you sign up by Monday at midnight Pacific time. That's November 17th. That's just 2 days from now, guys. And the structure and support that we provide there is really designed to help you excel no matter what specialty, product, or service that you're offering. And definitely for this Notary Partner program, because both John and I are very active in there. And HPN includes a lot. It has all of my books. They're downloadable and free for you to use. They have most of my courses as well. In fact, I think we're almost all of them now are in there. There are live calls. We have a weekly planning call where we get together and plan the week ahead, review the week behind. We have office hours with me. We have AI training. We have challenges to help keep you moving forward. There's over 1,200 notaries that are inside this community right now. And as a Legacy Vault partner, you'll be automatically upgraded to the VIP tier, which is the top tier. So you get access to everything. There's leaderboards where we reward participation, all these courses that are included too. So if you're really taking this notary entrepreneur venture seriously and you need access to resources and a community and a structure that help guide you along and helps you focus on what you're supposed to be doing every day, we've got that for you. And we include all these courses to help give you the resources to tap into. Oh, I got to work on this today. Click into it. You've got access to them. We normally charge $49 a month for this. So over the course of the year, that's a 508 or 600, almost $588 expense, but it's included in your Notary Partner subscription. So this gives you another venue for support, ideas, connection, all included at the $299 monthly rate or the $2,999 or $90 annual rate. So when you sign up, you get the exclusive access to the lifetime Legacy Vault. You get customized marketing materials. You get onboarded by John, the CEO of the company. You can sell as many of these as you want at any price that you want, or you can give them away as well. You get ongoing support. And then we have those 4 huge bonuses today that are available until Monday only. Look, guys, the price of the program is going to stay the same. We've got it locked in. But if you want those 4 extra bonuses, which is the custom branded package with the $1,500 setup fee waived, if you want those 3 lifeline calls, if you want the legacy bag of goodies, and if you want access to high performance notary, you got to sign up now. It's almost over the course of a year, that's almost $11,000 in value. So let's take a look at this real quick. Look at the math. John,
Yeah,
you want to go over the math? Yeah, I was going to turn it over.
yeah, I'd love to. So, what if you made just one sale per month at $495? You've got a return on the investment immediately. And then look at how this grows. Just one sale a week is an extra $2,500 a year or $25,000 per year. If a person made four sales a week, that's an extra 100,000. And the sky's the limit after that. And all you have to do is just make talking about this part of your normal process. You all are professional notaries. You're in front of a lot of people on a weekly basis. People will jump on board.
Exactly. So you guys have two choices today. You can absolutely opt out. That's always a choice, right? And we know that this opportunity and this level of investment's not for everybody, and that's okay. But your second choice today is to help even more families protect their legacies and help you protect your own legacies too. Increase the value of your appointments, increase the value of your lifetime client relationships, and help you get more customers. So for just $299 a month, we're giving you an opportunity to receive $495 in return over and over and over and over again with no limits. And if you can see that vision, we have a place for you. We're ready if you're ready for greatness. The options are truly limitless with this program. And now's the time to jump in while you can do that and get these bonuses before Monday, November 17th at midnight. Beautiful. And if you're going to choose to jump in right now, we'd love to welcome you on today's call before we get into Q&A. So feel free to type in the chat. Just say, I'm in. Choice number two, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, let's see how many are ready to protect families and build wealth. Um, if you join
Berlinda's in.
today, yeah, I love it. Yeah, and if you join today, I challenge you to share the vault with just one client this week. 9 times out of 10, when they hear what it does, they'll say, I need that. And first yes that you get builds instant confidence. And you can do this.
Absolutely. Now, listen, if you're in your head about this and you've got some questions and you're maybe on the fence a little bit, John's in this with you. He'll be willing to connect with you directly. And he's blocked off some time today, very limited amount of time today to talk to you. So if you'd like to schedule a short 20-minute conversation with no sales pitch, there's no pressure, just an opportunity for you to ask those questions that are gnawing at your mind, you can set up a call with him. And I'm posting that link right in here. Very limited availability. So if you want this, you got to get it. And it's available today only. But if you're ready, if you see this, if you've got it, use the QR code that's right on the screen there. That's really easy to just point your phone at. Or just go to the link, notarycoach.com/partner. And you can sign up right now. And John, if somebody were to sign up today, how quickly could they be onboarded next week?
Oh, wow. If someone signed up today, what we need is when you sign up, you'll get the next steps email. That would be to send us a copy of your logo and your website URL, if you have those. As soon as we have those, we start building out your package. So if someone signed up today, we could have you fully onboarded and live by Wednesday. Usually, from when we get the material we need, again, just a logo and your website. we'll have you onboarded in 5 business days or less for that. Now, if you don't have your website built, or you're still working on a website or logo, that's fine. You can still partner with the program and make it available to people. And then when you get your website and things complete, then we'll custom brand at that point for you. And I also have some very good resources for you to have a website created. So don't let that hold you back.
Yep, exactly. And Nitra asked a great question. You don't have to have a special website. It's just a place on your current website, no matter what business you're running. You can very quickly integrate the content on this. And so I'm going to keep the post to register top and center in the chat, and we'll be monitoring that for some questions. And then just as a reminder for everyone who stays on the call to the very end after the Q&A, we're going to give you a free PDF copy of John's book. It's called Click Here When I Die. It is interesting, it's informative, and if you like an author with a good sense of humor, you're going to want to read this book. It adds a humor to a topic that doesn't get enough of it, in my opinion. So, John, I think it would be important to do a quick demo of the actual legacy vault. So, guys, we're going to open it up for questions here in just a few minutes, but I want to turn this over to John so it can just show you how the platform works. And John, I think as you go through that, we did have one question about security. I'm sure we'll have many more that don't know what the AES 256, is that AES 256 means. So maybe you can explain that as you're going up there.
Absolutely. And let me do a screen share as well. 1 second to pull this up. Okay. All right. Can you confirm you can see my screen, Bill?
I can see your screen.
Okay, terrific. So I'm going to log in and go into the platform. Now, I'll start with our security. We are built on AS 256. That's the same technology that the military, the US government relies on. We do not have our own servers. Everything is with Microsoft Azure in the cloud, with all their locations across the country and their backup redundancies. Everything is stored individually. So unlike when Target gets breached and a hole is punched in the wall and now someone has access to data, if someone could figure out AS256, which is a code, the equivalent of 62 untillion digits long. I have no idea how long that is, but it's a lot. AS256 has never been cracked. Now, I wouldn't say that nothing is impenetrable. But if someone figured out the code, they'd only be able to access one account. I'll also point out as we go through that things that might be sensitive that people might not want to put in their vault, they don't have to. They don't need to include it. So that it still builds an amazing roadmap for family, but there'd be nothing in there that a bad person could benefit from. So I'll show you what our login screen looks like. This is the My Life and Wishes brand. Our colors, our logo. Now, as an example of a branded site, this site is one of our newest partners out in LA, Janine Giami. She did not have a website. I don't know if Dean is still on our call or not because I can't see the participant panel. But if he is, Dean actually built this for her. It lists out all her services and things that she does. But he also built a Legacy Vault page, which is an overview of the Legacy Vault, so her customers can log in and or go to her website and learn about the Legacy Vault. She's included introductory video. All of our partners always share this Tammy's video. It's 2 minutes. It talks about Tammy, and she just lost her mother and trying to sort through the maze of documents, bank accounts, and things. It really paints the picture rapidly for people. And then she offers, information on the security as well as her subscription options are there. But here's the beauty. Whenever her clients that she provides an account to go to log into their vault, they always go to her website, keeping her top of mind, and then they click on Legacy Vault Login. And it takes them to her login page, not ours. It's branded to her. It's got her logo. Clients log in. They see her colors, her experience that's in here. Now, as I indicated, I had our developers put this together so my 80-year-old mother could complete it. So we put everything in clearly defined sections: personal, financial, family, advisors, documents and accounts, videos, end-of-life wishes. And in each section, people don't have to think, we have subsections. So we have personal information, healthcare providers, employer information, education. Whenever anyone is in any section, there's a button that says, I'd like help. And when they click on that, it will take them immediately, open another tab in their browser, take them to our online help guide, where they can also download our full user's guide, a quick start guide, tutorial on turning on two-factor authentication for their account. And such things are included in here as, let me move this out of the way so I can operate this. So we just ask the questions, your name, phone numbers, email addresses, date of birth, place of birth, social security number, driver's license number. Now, if someone says, hey, wait a minute, I don't want to put my social security number in there. Well, they don't have to, because it's not a required field. The only fields that are required will be marked as such. So in the personal information, the only thing that's required is actually their name in there. So people have the ability to put as much or as little information as they wish. They list their healthcare providers. And you'll notice there's 3 tabs. If there's just one person on an account, there's just one tab. But when a user adds their spouse, their life partner, their significant other as a co-owner, then they get 3 tabs. There's a tab for the owner, a tab for the co-owner, and a tab for things that are shared, in which case many couples maybe see the same dentist, the same optometrist. And so you can clearly organize things. And to add them is very simple. You simply list who are they and what do they treat, and we save it and build that path for family. We can also put information about our employers, education, financial. These are the things that are really critical. These are the things that you all had to go on a scavenger hunt to find. Bank accounts, loans, debt obligations. If an estate has to be probated, these are the things that the attorney needs to have. And so there's a place for bank accounts. And I tell people, just because it says bank account doesn't necessarily mean it's brick and mortar. It's anywhere you're hiding money. The home safe. Far too often, families have to spend a couple of $100s to have a locksmith get into the safe because dad took the combo with him. The money that's hiding in the brown jacket in the bedroom closet that your spouse doesn't know about or that the kids don't know is there. Before they take those clothes to Goodwill and make that big donation, let's make sure family knows where we're hiding money. And of course, your bank accounts. Now, you can put as much information as you wish. You can put in, I have a checking account. Here's my account number, but you don't have to put the account number if you don't want to. You can list the financial institution name. How do you get your statements? Mail or email? Where do you keep the checkbooks? You can even bring it down to, where you keep your ATM card, and you can also include all the website login information as well for families. Now, for people that don't want to put that much information in because they're worried, not a problem. You basically say, I have a bank account, it's savings, it's at Chase Bank, and save it. That does a bad person no good. That does your family a world of good, because that's the roadmap that they need to find everything that you have. There's a place to list any loans that you might have, auto loans, home equity loans, the things that are going to have to be dealt with. Again, everything is just super simple. You click add a loan, you answer the questions that are listed. Okay. Same for credit cards. Very important because when someone dies, the first thing we tell family is cancel the credit cards because folks, our lives are on auto pay and recurring payments. And until those credit cards are canceled, um, charges are going to keep recurring. In advisors, I always tell people there's three people you absolutely must list: your attorney, your accountant, and your financial advisor, because your family is going to have to work with those three people. And then documents and accounts. This is where all the good stuff lives. So those of you, working with estate planning and trust, this is where the trust can be uploaded and all the various pieces of the trust, which makes it super accessible to the end user. Because anytime now that I need a copy of my certificate of trust, instead of calling the attorney saying, "Hey, Bob, I'm not at home and my binder's there. I need a copy of the certificate of trust. Can you email it to me?" I don't have to do that. I can pick up my smartphone, log into my account, simply touch on certificate of trust. It'll open up as a document, and I can push a little forward button and send it to whoever needs it or print it out. But we also include things like our birth certificates in here, naturalization papers, medical records, medication listings, last couple of years' tax returns. Accountant gives them to you electronically anyway. Proof of ownership documents, deed to the home. There's a copy here, the original's in the safe deposit box. Household inventory. What we have found, and the purpose of this is to make things easy for my family at the end of the day, if I die, when I die. It's not an if, when. However, what we have found over the last 10 years is people can greatly benefit from this who live in disaster-prone areas. Things like hurricanes, tornadoes, flooding, wildfires, the mudslides that follow the wildfires, where people are losing everything in its physical format. Having a digitized copy of everything in my life makes the rebuilding process so much simpler. Having a household inventory makes the fight with the insurance company so much easier. And so all the important things get stored, separate place for those insurance policies. Again, even if a person doesn't have a digitized copy that they want to put in here, simply list, I have life insurance. It's with Boston Mutual. Family will find it and it will not go unclaimed. Household accounts, just like your cell phone, your cable, utilities. And then my biggest pet peeve in the world is website logins. A to Z, Amazon to Zoom. Many of these things are on recurring pay. My Amazon Prime, my AT&T, my Audible account, your airline miles. How are we going to access your Gmail account or your Google Drive without knowing those things? And Facebook is my biggest pet peeve because I have multiple friends who are deceased that still have active accounts and family have not taken them down. And I know Facebook has a legacy contact, you can put it in there, but two problems exist with that. Number one is hopefully I'm not going to die for a long time. When that happens, hopefully my legacy contact is still alive. And then hopefully they remember their legacy contact. And even so, they're still going to have to send Zuckerberg a death certificate. My solution: family, I have a Facebook account. Here's my username. Here's my password. Here's the challenge questions in case you get asked, and tell them what to do. On my death, delete it or memorialize it. My family could literally, if I didn't make it home tonight, they could take down all of my digital identities. Now there's 400 or 500 of them, so it's going to take them a while, but at least they don't have to send death certificates and try and get access to those things. My favorite area is the video vault, or as Dean Eason Williams says, the time capsule, which is actually probably a better name, but hey, I didn't know him when I called it the video vault. But this is a place you can leave loving messages for your family, for your kids, for your spouse, maybe your ethical will. I always tell people, again, if you have expensive jewelry, take videos of it. If you have artwork, video each room in a house and upload them. in here. Again, it's gonna save it just in case something bad happens. Let's see. End of life. There's a place in here where we can certainly tell family what we want. Eulogy and obituary notes. What institution do I want to have handle it? Do I want to be buried or cremated or aquamation or natural organic reduction, human composting? Final resting place. Who do I want to perform the service? Pastor, rabbi. Um, who do you want to speak at your service? Notes for music, food, and drink. All those things that family have to try and figure out in the first 48, 72 hours while they're grieving and in shock. This makes it so much easier for them to get these things done. And the last area I'll really touch on in here is there's a place where you can leave gifts and plans for family. This was because mom promised to China to both the girls, and they're going to fight over. So this is where we can go in and actually add specific gifts. Who do we want things to go to? You know, the antique buttons go to Maria. The China goes to the sister. And adding a gift is super easy. What is the gift? Who do you want to have it? Under what circumstance? If I die, if my spouse dies, or after we're both gone. Out of there. We have a place for pets. Most people don't have a pet trust. Who's your pet? How old? Age? Breed? Who do you want to take care of your pet in the event that you predecease them? Care, feeding instructions, any temperament or behavior issues, who's the veterinarian, and so on. Everything would be helpful for family who are going to take care of the pet. And then we have a place for our veterans. We have a lot of veterans. We pre-populate this with the Fed, VA. But many of our vets will go ahead and put their local VA in. They can put their DD 214 number in here. They can list the branch of service that they served, their service dates, and they can upload their military paperwork. All right. Final thing I'll point out: how does someone get into this if I die? That is what we call an authorized user. An authorized user is that highly trusted individual that would need access to this if I didn't make it home tonight. So perhaps it's my daughter who lives in Florida. So I would simply put her name and her email address in here, and I can choose what she can see and or edit within my account. Now, for clarity, I would never give my children the ability to edit anything in the account for obvious reasons. Now, when the time comes, she can simply log in and have access to this information. Now, you might say, hey, John, even though she's an adult, I mean, people are still curious. What stops her from logging in? There's really two things that can happen there. Number one is when an authorized user goes to log in, so let's say it's my daughter, Mary, she would actually get a pop-up. It would say, hey, Mary, you're about ready to access your dad's account. He will be notified immediately. Do you wish to continue? And there's a bailout button. Because I know my kids, they will not log in if they know I'm going to know they logged in. And so if they did, I will immediately get an email that says your account was just accessed by whom, time and date stamped, and the IP address that it came from. Now, if I'm dead, I won't see the email. And so it's working. If I'm not dead, I'm picking the phone up and saying, sweetheart, I am not dead. Why are you in the account? And then I have the ability, of course, to go in and change permissions, and maybe I don't want them to be able to see if they did get nosy in my financial stuff, my documents, my videos that I've left for them, everything else. So if I died, they'd log in, they'd see all this stuff, they can make the final arrangements and things. And then as an authorized user, all they'd have to do is submit a death certificate to our company, and then we unlock the other three sections for them. So that's how we control our authorized users. Now, two things to note in here. So this is Janine's branded site. It's a couple of things. The support button, that goes to our team. We handle all the support. You don't have to answer the questions for your clients. And at the very bottom, there's a contact us button. That goes to our team as well. However, if the client is in their vault and they click on Janine's logo, it's going to open a tab in their browser and take them right back to her website. So everything always ties back to you, our notary partner. Okay, I'm going to
Fantastic.
stop sharing the screen. Boom.
There we go. All right, John, thank you so much for the demo. Again, just reiterates, I can't believe how excited I get over that because it's every time I think of a question, you answer it as you go through that. And for those who are on today's call, we're opening it up to Q&A. So if you're here or if you're teetering on the edge, if you have a question about your clientele or how you can implement this or anything, this is your time to ask. And as you do that, as a thank you for hanging out here to the very end, I'm going to post the free PDF copy of John's book. Click here when I die in the chat for you. So you can download that right now. And again, this is, if you're watching the replay, sorry, this is just for people who are on the live call, who are sharing their Saturday with us, hanging out to the very end of this call. And Anitra, I see you. Let me just give you permission to unmute. We'd love to hear your question. Come on up. How can we help?
Hey, good day, everybody. I actually have two questions.
Yeah.
So if you sign up, um, I have two different businesses that I'm juggling here. So one is a notary and then one is one is another one. It's a AI consulting business. So if I want to have the link on both websites, do I have to buy two memberships?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. And what we
And
do,
can
I
it
mean,
be okay?
yeah. So what we could do is we could actually double brand it, if you will.
Okay.
So we'd have a platform for your AI biz and then also for your notary business. Yeah, we'll do that for you.
Awesome. And Anitra, you muted out again.
Oh,
There,
sorry.
there you go. What was
My
the
other
second question?
question, yeah, when John was talking, he was talking about bank accounts, and he said the safe or the brown leather coat. So if they put, oh, there's money in the brown leather coat, we know how they're going to get that money because there's no lock on the coat. But if there's a safe and there's a code, does that code go into? Are they putting that information into this vault? Are they?
Absolutely.
Okay, but then I remember just now you just said if somebody else was to try to access it, you'd get an email, and if you were deceased, no worries. But if you are, then why are you trying to get into the vault? So that kind of answered the question. Like, so what happens if somebody tries to get in and get the code before the person is actually dearly departed? Okay, so that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah, you make sure it's one of the children that you really like and trust.
right, right. So when you get that alert, if you're still amongst the living, do even though I guess if they're approved, they're approved. So there's no second level required, for access once you
Right.
grant them authorized access. So even if you do get the email, let's just say you don't see it right away and they click yes, continue, then they can still get in, right?
Yeah, they would get in. And
Okay.
then when eventually I saw that email, I would contact them and say, don't do it again, and find out what they're looking for. And then, again, I can log into my account and change their permissions.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And they can't, and for clarity, as long as you don't give them the ability to edit anything, they won't be able to change anything. They'll only be able
They
to
won't be
see
able
it.
to change it. But my concern was, if they know that there's the safe there and then they've got the code, okay, so if they can go in and access it and get the code, if you don't see the email right away, by the time you do see the notification, it may be too late. The damage may already be done. So I'm just trying to think what is I guess, a rebuttal. What would you say, to a potential client
Yeah.
when they
So,
ask
so
that question?
yeah. So the reality would be you're only going to list an authorized user of someone that you really trust, one
Like
of
you
your
said, no,
kids.
like, and trust. Got it. Okay. All right.
Right. And, if I didn't see the email and I came home and all of a sudden one of my kids took money out of my safe, they're pretty much going to be cut out of the will at that point. So,
Right.
uh,
Gotcha. Okay.
Well,
All
and
right.
also you could, if you don't mind the expense of a locksmith, you could also just direct them to the location of the safe so they know it's there without the combination, and then they can still. I mean, it's $100, maybe a couple hundred now to bust open a safe, but a lot of them are hidden, so they don't even know they exist in the first place, too.
Right. Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah,
those were my two
yeah, great
questions. Thank you.
questions, great
Thank
questions.
you.
good questions. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many interesting situations that we happen across.
And
Um,
last one, there's no
yeah. Oh, you
trial,
got another
right?
one. Yeah. I'm sorry, say
There's
that
no
again.
trial period. There's no trial period, right? It's just a 299 and it starts right away. There's no, 14-day or 30-day trial. Maybe on the next call, you guys will be introducing that.
Yeah, no, probably not, Anitra. And I'll tell you exactly why, right? Because there's
Okay.
so much that goes into branding your site. Like they're already
Gotcha.
taking a
Okay.
huge
Makes
loss on
sense.
the front
Makes
end,
sense.
right? Yeah, they're going to set you up so
Understood.
you're ready to go. Yeah.
Ready to go. Okay.
No,
Got it.
no trial.
Understood.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
hit the ground running.
All right.
Yeah. And the other thing too is, speaking of free trials, though, you can have your clients, if you want to, do a free trial. We teach you how to open their account for them and hand it off to them and provide them
Okay.
the information,
Okay. Okay.
and
Okay.
then you can tell them, yeah, use it for next 7 days. If you love it, then I'll invoice you or you pay me through
Okay.
my
Okay.
website. And if you don't, we'll turn it off.
Turn it off. Okay. So then you can do that on the client side. Wonderful. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll tell you, Stripe makes that really easy to set up a 7-day trial or a 30-day trial. And we have a question from SOS Notary too, along that same lines. So for the client that we actually sell this to, is there any additional cost besides the $495 lifetime access fee?
The answer to that is no. They don't get charged anything else. You sell it to them for $495, sell it to them for $395, whatever you want. We never bill them. They never pay anything additional. Now, one of the things that some of our partners do, and look at Dean, he's he's on top of his game. So a lot of our partners do offer a concierge service. So let's say you have a client who says, "This is great, and I know how to fill this stuff out, but I don't have the ability to scan documents." A lot of our partners will then offer to come to their home for 2 hours for $100 fee with my high-speed portable scanner. I can scan some things for you and include them in there, and a lot of good things.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll ask Dean. I see Dean is on here, and appreciate when our partners come in. Dean, would you say a word or two just about your experience with the vault and all the things that Bill and I are promising?
You have limited me by saying a word or two, and I can't just say a word or two. So I know Bill's going to be right there ready to cut me off because I can talk about this all day long. John, as you well know, and Bill knows, I've been a partner for quite some time. I think I'm one of the OGs, as they say.
Yes, sir.
And I believe in this product extremely heavily. And that's the reason why I make sure that I try and get. I tell you, if you if you're looking for a product that's going to actually generate revenue for you as a notary ongoing, and by the way, referrals as well, because once you actually share this with one person, they love it so much they talk about it to other people. And that concierge service you're talking about, I offer a 2-hour concierge for $90, $45 an hour, but I do it at a 2-hour chunk. And that's basically for the folks that say, you know what, I don't know how to scan. I don't know how to organize this. I need help and da da da. Not that it's difficult for them to do on their own. But I mean, there are so many checklists, there's so many PDFs, there's so many different things. And I offer each one of those is a download for them. But when someone actually does purchase the product, subscribes, I will include the PDF user manual with that, as well as, step-by-step instructions how to first sign in and so forth. You guys make it so easy with all that information. You guys provide that. All I do is actually just put in their username and their temporary password for them to log in and change all that, immediately. But the product, as Carol says, the product sells itself. My favorite absolute thing is the time capsule, the video vault, because so many people find so many different ways to actually make use of that. You think video, you think, oh, let me record a message, let me record this. Well, when I lost my mom in 1996, and yes, that's a 19 in front of that, there was not a way for me to actually think ahead of time to think, oh, to record her voice or whatever. And of course, I've got other family members that, lasted after that. And so I've got video and, messages from phone that I can actually share and keep and so forth. But I don't have anything from my mom. And I wish that this would have been a product that was around back then, because we could have actually recorded things, for her to actually record to her grandchildren, her great grandchildren that exist now, for days of at their wedding or their graduation or whatever. But there's so many other creative ways that people use the time capsule, the video vault, by actually doing recipes and family stories. Because when the time comes and someone actually takes that story with them to the grave, you're not going to get that. And having experienced so much loss as I have, I can tell you there comes that time where you want to pick up the phone and call somebody and you just can't. And so with this, they're able to actually record those types of things so that they don't take it to the grave. They actually share it beyond the grave, if you will, in that time capsule. And it allows people to say, hey, that recipe that mom did. My mom actually did a very, very wonderful three-bean salad. And one of the very things that I got when she passed was her recipe box. And luckily I have that, but had that not been the case, she could have recorded that recipe that everybody just absolutely loves. She could have recorded that so that it actually lives beyond her, as well as, like I said, stories of, their childhood and who was that cousin's, aunt's, neighbor's, nephew's dog that lived down the street when we were little, that type of thing that, as you get older, you're like, hey, I wish I could ask that question. But when the time comes, you can't. And if that's recorded and that's stored and shared with you in the Legacy Vault, you know what? There's just a lot of just comfort and actually, I would just, dare I say, sentimental, emotional value to that. And it just makes the product so much more worthwhile. So anyway, I'll shut up now because I know Bill's probably sitting there at the helm trying to mute me. But if you are on the fence or you're considering this, by all means, please schedule a call with John just to ask any question that you have, because I'll tell you, he is always readily available to help. He and I talk quite a bit more than we probably should. But anyway, schedule a call with him. He'll answer any and every question that you have. And hopefully you'll find that this is a product that you definitely want to actually take advantage of.
Thank you, Dean.
Awesome.
Really
I was just
appreciate
about
that.
to start playing the walk-off music, Dean. So your time is
See, right.
perfect.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, very helpful. Thank you so much, Dean. Appreciate that. All right. Any other questions while you have the man himself, the CEO and the creator right here on the call? Any questions about how it works? How you can implement this right now in your business?
I have a question.
Hey, Cheryl. Yeah, absolutely. Come on up.
Okay, so my question is, suppose any of these people, I mean, they don't have an attorney. You meet them, they don't have attorneys, CPAs, but they more or less have managed to keep their things together and they want to speak to one, then how would you handle that? Are you guys have affiliations with any or?
Uh, oh,
Yeah,
John.
good,
Yeah,
good, good question. If you're working with a client and they're organized, you sell them a legacy vault and that, but they don't have an attorney, if you don't know one in your area, reach out to us, reach out to anyone in the HPN, the High Performance Notary community. in those areas because so many of the people in your community work with estate planning attorneys, and you can definitely refer them over.
Yeah, well, and I'll even piggyback on that too, because Cheryl, I have a what I call the three-tier estate planning professional referral system, and I'm going to post the link to it in the chat. So it's a mouthful, but
Oh,
what we teach is, leverage your own network. Like My Life and Wishes doesn't have it's not a document prep firm, it's not an estate planning firm, right? So we teach you to leverage your own network with attorneys. If an attorney is not the right fit, then we have the next tier, which is your document preparation or legal document preparers that can create those documents. Or the third tier is a DIY platform. And we work with platforms that will help them. So there's no blanket policy that works for every single person in every single budget in every single scenario. So we teach this. So I'll post the link in here. But yes, you can leverage your network to essentially provide all the service that they might need.
thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Great question. Anyone else? All right, let's wrap it up because we're right here at the 87-minute mark on a Saturday, and I know we all want to get out and enjoy what looks to be sunshine where I'm at. So I hope it is for you no matter what. John, any closing words or advice that you might give to a notary?
Well, first, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. Um, this is a great time to get started. The holidays are coming up. This is a time when families get together. They talk, they share experiences, but it's also a time for planning. And the Legacy Vault can make a fabulous gift. Many of our partners are offering 2-for-1 options if people want to buy them for family members for Christmas and those things. So if you're still wondering if you can do this, let me be crystal clear. You can. You don't have to be a salesperson. You just need to care. So share the vault. It'll speak for itself. Um, Trust me, you can do it.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, John, and making this opportunity available to the notary community. Really appreciate you. And thank you all who showed up today, hung out to the very end, sharing your weekend with us. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you inside the Legacy Vault Notary Partner Program with My Life and Wishes. Bye bye.